from my island. I'm playing this game called Stranded Deep. It's been like 28 days, I can find out. But I got her items 3 and scavenged 16 or 14. I'm not burning from the sun, but I just wanted to document this. Actually, just kind of for myself. After 45 days of surviving on a deserted island. If you haven't played this game, it starts off with you in an airplane, and then it crashes. And you swim up to the top, swim to the water, and you end up in this life raft over here. It's pretty basic. I don't understand what's going on there. You got this paddle, you can take off, and you paddle yourself ashore. You're not too far from the island that you end up next to. Sea anchor, I never deployed that. You got a little storage bin here. Has a flashlight, a compass, and some rations in it. I still haven't even used those. And there's nothing here at all, except for some trees and rocks. Walks you through making a very crude knife, stone tool they call it. With that you get fibrous leaves. Fibrous leaves you make rope out of. You could actually chop down an entire palm tree with it, but it takes a long time. You can make so kindling, rope they call lashing, a refined knife, fire torch. Never made one of them, don't need it. An axe you definitely need, hammer you need, spears, fishing rod, cloth, leather, you need axes and hoes. All that you end up making eventually over time, but like at this island we had this sunken container ship here, which I was able to scavenge a lot of supplies from. And here's a tire I could make into a raft, some container panels, stuff I don't need at the moment. Anyways, just wanted to get video documentation of my sweet little setup here. So you go to town, you have to build yourself a shelter, and that's how you sleep and save. I got one over here. You chop down some trees and get some branches, and you get the fibrous leaves and make a rope, and then you get the palm fronds. And you craft that. Then you craft yourself a fire pit so that you can cook food. And these right here are water collectors. Those come pretty soon after, because you can only drink so many coconuts before you start crapping your pants. But I got a stockpile of them here. You use them for everything. You make canteens out of them, and then you turn them into antidote for venomous bites or stings. You can get what's called a breath boost, which helps you stay underwater longer. Then you can also make gauze, but I'm not sure what liquid gauze would be, because you can make bandages from your loom. And then there's a shark repellent. One other thing. Oh yeah, sunblock. Because if you're out here too long under the pounding sun, you start to burn and get hot. But as you're searching around, like when I went through that container ship, I started to find these boxes. You can pick them up. And you can actually hold up to 9 of them all at once in your backpack. I guess you shove these all in your backpack. So right now I just got 9 of them sticking around because when I go to other islands, I could carry 9 slots worth of stuff, but now I can triple that by carrying, because each one of these holds 3 times what my slots hold. Most slots hold 4 of the same item, so I can hold like 4 coconuts and 4 sticks, 4 rocks in each box, whereas I could only hold 9 times 4 total. The fibrous leaves, you can hold 24 of each. They're small. Some things are big, like the palm tree right there, the logs. These are the trunks of the palm trees, and they're worth 4 sticks each, so you can only hold 3 of them, because then that's essentially 12 sticks. But this is my little house. It takes a while. You get here, I got a food smoker. This is full of seagulls. I got my things over here to catch them. Oh, we're gonna collect them right now. Little bird snares. Don't want to run out of food. Here I'm growing potatoes. Something else you can start farming. And let's see. Right here I got some crabs. Seems to me that if you kill every crab on an island, then they don't repopulate, but I haven't tested to see if you don't kill every crab if they do repopulate, so I'm not quite sure. There's fish in the water. I'll show you this, my 2-story bungalow here with these are my bins. My coconut bin. Here's my fibrous leaves. And over here I've got rocks. I use the rocks for a lot of stuff. I don't have many. They're kind of hard to come by, actually. But the crates, and you can label them. You end up finding this label maker over here. You see on my table I got a bunch of junk and tools and stuff. Oh, and then Wooly. They couldn't say Wilson for the game licensing, but found him on one island. Coconuts, you can pick them, you can drink them, you can eat them. If you eat too many, you poop your pants, get all dehydrated. If you drink too many, same deal. Start farting. It's pretty funny. It's one of my axes, a couple of flare guns, binoculars, and a lantern. Flashlight, some knives I made, and air tanks. And here, different ingredients to make. See right here, I've got the breath booster. I made some bandages. There's only 2 in there, but antidotes and sunscreen. Let's see. And I got a loom here. I can make cloth, and out of the cloth I make bandages. I got a tanning rack. I get rawhide from wild boars or these tiger sharks. Gun. What's cool about this game is until you actually cut into the animals, they don't rot. So if you cut them and make meat, see, the meat's spoiled already. I just cooked it last night and now it's already spoiled. So if you cut it and you cook it, it'll spoil. If you don't cook it, it'll spoil. If you cook it, it spoils. But if you don't cut or skin, they call it, if you don't skin the animal, then it doesn't spoil. It just stays a whole animal. Anyway, so I mean, here's my dock. This is my raft I've built so far. It's very basic. The bigger the raft, the harder it is to steer, I found. I had 2, it was 3 long at one point because I was trying to carry crates on it, but now I just keep crates in my backpack because if you run into a storm, they'll fall off your ship and into the water they go, and you can't get them unless you're in shallow. Like this, if it fell off here, I'd be able to swim down and get it, but there comes a point where it just drops off to the abyss, and once you lose something down there, it's gone. But I built me this dock because every time I would get close to my island, I'd run ashore, and it was a real pain in the neck. That right there, I'm not sure if it's a starfish or what it is. If you step on that, you'll get poisoned. But anyway, this is my dock. More of my raft out here. I have all the parts to make myself a gas engine for it, but I don't have the stuff to make gas, so it's a real like hazy day. This is unusual. Anyways, there's islands all around you. So you travel to the islands, and each island has different shipwrecks or even a plane wreck or whatnot. That's where you get your crates and you find stuff to loot, and you chop down trees and pick up rocks and whatnot for resources, which is where I had to go chop down a lot of trees in order to build these docks, or this dock and that house. And it's not fancy, but I like it. It's right on the water. It's got a nice deck. Down here is utility area, where I keep all my, let's see, I got hammers, tarps, duct tape. I got the industrial stuff outside though, the gas cans, all my vehicle parts over there. And I keep the food right here by the, I don't know what happened. Oh, that's right, I dragged the shark over here. Knocked my box over. It's really a pain in the butt to move things around. You pick and hold, but they just kind of wiggle and float around. You don't have any real control over where you set it. So it can be quite annoying when it comes to that. So here we go. This is the house. Utility area. It's gonna fill up here, I'm sure, with more boxes. Made myself a fishing pole right there. You can go fishing, catch small fish. I haven't been able to catch a big fish yet. A little bin over here. You catch these, you find these buoy balls. That's what my raft is made out of, the base of it. But you have to have 5 of them and 1 rope to make one base. So it's, if you can find you can make rafts out of wood, buoy balls, barrels, and tires. But this is the upstairs. Eventually I'm going to build my sleeping bag right here. I already have one, but I accidentally left it on an island, and it's pretty far from here, and I got lost, so it's still there. I'm gonna go back and get it, because there's a couple islands here off of the coast I've cleared. There's no more resources. That one and that one over there are completely cleared of everything that I can get. All of the rocks, all the wood, all the food. This second floor deck here. Let's see. Well, shoot, let's go fishing. Might as well get a few fish. I'm thinking that I have to fish for a certain amount of small fish before I'll have enough skill to catch the larger fish. So it just keeps snapping my... And snap, oh, that even snapped my line. So a little fish snapped my line. Pretty temperamental. Caught small fish. There we go. That was actually kind of relaxing. It's not real fishing, but Frogs are cool. Yeah, caught Nemo. Look at that. So let's check it out. Let's go out here in the deep. See if we can catch something bigger. You can also make fish traps. I got birds on my snares too. So far, I've been really good about not running out of food. Water is a little harder to come by, but I got, and it's, you know, in the real world, dew would form on the water collectors and it would just collect, but in this game, they can't let you get away without doing something, so you have to use the fibrous leaves or the palm fronds and load them into your water collector, and then they will produce water for you. So if you have to use resources in order to collect water. Alright, let's see. Never caught a big fish yet, or a bigger fish, let's see. At least not out this far. Watch it just be a small fish. Caught small fish. Alrighty, well. There's lots of stuff down there, stingrays. And I don't know if they're like sea snakes. They look like an eel. No, they look like a sea snake, but maybe they're an eel, I'm not sure. There's lionfish. Sharks, of course, you've got tiger sharks. And there's like a hammerhead shark or something. It's like 2 or 3 different types of sharks. Some will attack you. The tiger sharks will definitely attack you. And then there's a bunch of sharks that won't bother. I caught a medium fish. Look at that. There's discus out there. I go out on the end of the raft here. See if I can catch something big. I love how I'm on this raft. I'm not going anywhere. It's like not moving with the water. Oops. Fishing and swimming at the same time. And I don't know if it even broadcasts because I said my internet connection was not working right. Anyhow, it's getting dark, so I'm gonna have to go in here and fishing pole. Back upstairs. start the fire here. I got 4 fish, huh? It's funny, all the meat, doesn't matter if you're cutting up a bird, fish, crab, it all just looks like a little steak in your hand. Get some water from the collector. Refill it. And that's all there is to it. In the morning I'll be heading off to a different island to go scavenge more resources.